Join me every Tuesday for fun and games and play for cash. That's right. Sylvia Mid, the fun word guessing game is back and you can come aboard and play. It's simple. Just email us your name and contact information and you are in there, baby. Yeah.
Hey, it is Smooth Tim, and wow, that is not Larry E. I know, I know everybody's looking like that doesn't look like Larry whatsoever. What happened? I, I got a special guest with me, Liam Smith, all the way from the UK. Tell us a little bit about you, Liam, so that people know who you are before we get to everything started.
Well, I'm Liam Smith, and I am one half of Smith Sketchers. You may have caught us on the Queen Sylvie show, a fabulous Queen Sylvie show. And yeah, I'm part creator of the Popcorn Family and Friends.
Exceptional. We love your cartoon too, and that's doing real well over there in the UK. Fantastic. Well, actually, all over the world, right? It's on the World Wide Web. So what the hey? Yep. Excellent. Well, let's get into some of the conversation we're going to be talking about tonight, and I'm sure a lot of people have been paying attention. But yeah, it looks like the billionaire. I guess he's a billionaire, Elon Musk by now. I mean, he's got all kinds of shit going on. Besides, what is it, SpaceX? He does SpaceX and Tesla. And now it appears that he owns 10% of Twitter. And I think part of it is because he wants to make a little bit of a change to the platform. And let's check out a quick little video so the people kind of have an idea what the hell we're talking about, Liam. And then we can talk about it.
Elon Musk is taking an old saying to a new level. Put your money where your mouth is, spending nearly $3 billion to buy up 9% of Twitter. Yeah. In this clip from a past interview, Musk shared what he liked about the platform.
I kind of like need some means of getting a message out.
Social media platforms are a key source of news, information, and entertainment. And so that's sort of the new sandbox where entrepreneurs want to play.
Founder and CEO of electric car giant Tesla and aerospace firm SpaceX, Musk is one of Twitter's most high-profile users.
Ladies and gentlemen, Elon Musk!
He's got more than 80 million followers.
I think if I just posted that on Twitter, I'd be fine.
But he's also one of its most controversial users, from using it to pump questionable cryptocurrencies to a tweet about taking Tesla private at a fixed share price. That eventually saw him step down as chair of the company.
So why would Elon Musk do this?
Look, I mean, this has really been building from Musk. This is the first step toward him driving significant change at Twitter.
Just 2 weeks ago, Musk polled his followers asking, "Free speech is essential to a functioning democracy. Do you believe Twitter rigorously adheres to this principle? Please vote carefully."
Maybe the end game is acquiring the company outright. It would be a much easier endeavor to take than kind of starting something up from scratch.
So
some experts say Musk could change the tone of Twitter.
Enable not just what we consider free speech to circulate, but like a lot of problematic forms of content.
He goes down a direction, usually goes aggressively, dives into the deep end of the pool. That's the view of what he's going to do with Twitter.
Musk hasn't said anything publicly about his intentions, but he is known for making big moves. Nisha Patel, CBC News, Toronto.
Blam. What do you think about all that?
He's playing a serious game. he's he's out to take over massively.
If you really think about it, in part of that platform, I know he was really disgusted when Twitter got Trump off the platform, basically, for inciting. And he had the viewpoint, which he's allowed to his viewpoint, that, that's freedom of speech. And he never should have been taken off of that platform. And then we know that I don't know what he's trying to promote or what he's trying to accomplish. Obviously it's a huge media source for, celebrities and this and that. So it should be interesting how that goes. I mean, there's a lot of vocal celebrities on there, on the right and on the left. So we'll see what happens with Twitter. I don't know. What do you think?
I think when you say about the promote, I think he's just literally trying to promote, that whole freedom of speech. Like people should be allowed to have an opinion about anything, and I think that taking Trump out of Twitter, they were just trying to mute him. It was another platform that he was using to gain more people to like him, and they didn't want that, so they muted him from it. And that's just, that with Elon Musk now sort of owning that percentage, he can now promote that everybody should be allowed an opinion and freedom of speech.
Right. But, the thing when it comes to freedom of speech is, is where's the truth in advertising? You know what I'm saying? Who's doing, who does the fact checking? Where's the fact, I believe totally that I should be able to express my opinion as long as it is not harmful and, and is not, degrading or what would you want to call it? I mean, you could be derogatory to another individual, but when it comes to, unfactual information that you're tagging on these people, well, then it's not fact checked, such and such is a pervert, such and such is a child molester, and it's not proven information, and that I have a problem with.
No, that's true. Yeah, I get that point. Yeah. Factual, factual, I forgot the word now.
They got to have some fact checking.
100%. Yeah.
But that's where my issue comes in, is who does the action. And I think that's where Twitter kind of came into play, whoever was in charge at that particular time. And then they're saying, who are you to decide what should be and what shouldn't be? And then, you got caught up in that game. You guys invented the platform.
Yeah.
You should have figured that out. I mean, it should be interesting to see, how that transcends over into like Instagram, because, now Instagram's starting to be also a hot commodity for people to get out there and put stuff on.
Yeah.
So who knows? Hey, who knows? I have no idea. Elon, he's got his fingers in a little bit of everything. I guess we could actually go on to what we were going to talk about next. Elon Musk, and we know that he's got this SpaceX stuff going on, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And he's got these rockets that can do all kinds of stuff. Check out this video, and this is what they're thinking about. Once we can start getting our stuff together here on Earth, and the whole purpose of the space exploration, where we're going. Well, yeah, I find that kind of fun. I thought it was funny that in one of the things they had, Elon Musk, first president of Mars. It's some of that's not far fetched.
No, that is the scary thought. Yeah, I mean, I kind of watched that, and it was almost like watching a trailer to a movie. But then you kind of think, hang on a minute, some of these things are actually coming into play.
Yeah. Well, they always say what's science fiction today, science fact tomorrow.
Yeah. So, yeah, it's true.
Yeah, I can see him colonizing Mars, and I thought it would be interesting when I seen that, and there was a war, and you got a president on Mars, and just say that there's a Putin-like that gets into Mars and he becomes president. Now you got a war between planets.
That would be interesting.
I don't leave anything out of the equation. It could be. Right. But I wonder how it will be for adaptation. I seen some interesting things that they were talking about. People like how you're going to colonize Mars, build up there. It's like when they were showing the 3D printers. And have you seen any of those in action?
I have, yeah. I've seen, yeah.
Amazing, I've seen them do it even, I've seen them put in foundations with these 3D printers, have the machine going around and actually building foundations and sidewalls of a house.
I've seen that, yeah.
Just absolutely amazing. I'm like, wow, I can see the concept of getting a machine like that on Mars along with the product you'd need and build the environments you need to live in. Whatever habitats that may be. I mean, I have no idea what type of an environment's up there. I just know it's red?
I don't think no one knows, to be honest. I don't think they've done enough research to be able to warrant living up there, I don't believe. But,
Are you the one that made the comment about that it wouldn't really be a billionaires club because you'd have to have actual scientists and shit?
Yeah.
Yeah, so a lot of people may, believe that's going to be an exclusive little club. Well, no, I mean, you got to have people that know what they're doing go there first to get it together. Then it may become an exotic getaway for the rich and famous.
Yeah. I don't think I'll be able to afford it. But.
No, I don't think I'll be able to afford it, and I doubt very seriously. I mean, in another, 30 years or so before they actually, who knows if I'll still be around. But yeah, I can see into our grandchildren. Yeah, it should be a very, very interesting time for our grandchildren, and who knows? I mean, they may have now that you could be just like going to one of the amusement parks. You can take a trip back and forth to the moon.
Yeah, right.
I mean, I have no idea, but it should be real interesting. Anyhow, let's move on. And one thing that's happening in the good old U.S. of A., since there's, I think, about 30 out of the 50 states within the United States as one form and the other of legalized marijuana. Now that has went into the U.S. House, and the House has passed the bill and going to send it to the Senate. Let's take a quick little look at this clip, and then we'll get into some conversation about the legalization of marijuana.
There's so many discussions that have gone on over the years about the use of marijuana or cannabis or whatever. The fact is, it exists. It's being used. We've got to address how it is treated legally.
On this vote, the yeas are 220 and the nays are 204. The bill is passed.
do you think?
I think they made a good call.
I think they made a good call too. You know, there's a lot of reasons to get it off of Schedule One drugs because it's not like heroin and some of these other drugs that are deadly.
Yeah.
You know, it also, you know, gets these people who are doing prison time for, you know, an ounce or less.
Yeah.
Is that they're sitting doing prison time that we're paying money for. This makes no goddamn sense to me. Yeah, you know, you got an ounce of weed on your Liam, you're going to do 5 years, and I got to pay, you know, us taxpayers.
Yeah.
For your bed and breakfast for 5 years over an ounce of weed. So anyhow, I can understand why they want to decriminalize that part of it and put it to you know, a different, get it off that Schedule One rather.
Well, yeah, financially it makes complete sense.
Makes perfect sense to me. Besides, you know, there's a lot, you know, like it and or not, there's a lot of revenue generated by these recreational marijuana shops.
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, they'll, you know, you'll have a state tax, and then you'll have a marijuana tax, so to speak, of maybe 3 to 4% on top of the state tax. Then that's given to the state for whatever distribution they're using out of their collecting from all these recreation and medical marijuana distributions.
See, and what I find confusing is that the marijuana businesses have no, they're not allowed to access any financial services or bank loans and stuff, you know, like, which I find
I don't know how that works here in the States, quite honestly, if they're able to have get loans or they have to have strictly private investors. I don't know.
Yeah.
But I found it kind of interesting that, you know, they're talking about have a test to see if they're impaired while driving. I'm like, I can tell when a person's impaired under marijuana. He's the one driving in the slow lane, like 10 miles an hour slower. You know, he's the one.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's the one that's all chilled out driving down the highway. That's the guy on marijuana. You know, he's not swerving all over the road. You know, that's what I have a real problem. You know, you have such a promotion of alcohol. And, you know, not that I don't like a drink now and then or, you know, take a beer down, but, you know, you think of the damage that alcohol does to the brain, to the kidneys, other part of the body, probably. I don't know all what it does do.
Yeah.
You know, and you will advertise that on TV and in magazines and promote it in so many different ways, but then you look down on marijuana, which has some medicinal purposes to it. And yes, it probably does have some other side effects. I mean, I don't know if, you know, there's you can get any type of a nicotine addiction. I don't think there's nicotine in marijuana, but, you know, a cancer-causing substance in it. I have not heard of that yet. But, you know, how do you, you know, allow one thing and, you know, degrade another when, you know, science fact is saying it's not all that bad for you?
No, one's better than the other. I mean, I always say you get a room full of, again, I'm not against people, you know, having a drink. I have the odd beer now and again, you know, like yourself, but you get a room full of drunk people and all they want to do is fight each other. You get a room full of people that have had a smoke and all they want to do is just lay there and stare at each other.
Eat. Who's ordering the pizza?
Yeah, right.
But yeah. So we'll see where that goes. Of course, you know, here in the States, you know, the House is predominantly Democrat, the Senate's predominantly Republican. So will it get through the Senate?
Yeah, that'll be an interesting one.
It'll be interesting. I mean, that's always that's the other. Everything always has to be partisan.
Yeah.
You know, instead of actually doing your damn job, and that's representing your base, your people. You know, you got to jump on the political side because you don't want to be called a rhino. You know what I'm talking about? That Republican in name only. So yeah, you stick with the gang, even though, you know, you may think differently. You're going to be influenced. you know, by the people around you to make a vote that maybe you don't really feel is how you feel.
Well, that's it. Yeah, they got to sort of like almost go against what they've been told to.
And then, yeah, like I said, when you get a couple of them and you see them there in the, what was it, couple of the Republicans swung over and voted for that.
I see that.
So, yeah, they're the ones that are going to be, you know, put on television and have, you know, get the mud thrown at them for doing that kind of stuff, you know, supporting the Democratic whole idea.
Yeah.
And I'm neither really Republican or Democrat. You know, I'll put that out there. I'm not. You know, I'm very much independent. If you're good and I trust you and I think you're going to get the job done, you're going to represent all of us, not just a few.
Yeah.
I'm behind you.
Yeah, that's the way to look at it.
You know, that's what it's all about. I think that's why they call you, you're representing the people, not the individuals. Anyhow, we can bounce on down. I know that everybody has seen this atrocity, and you know what's going on in Ukraine, and it's just horrid. Let's check us out and then get back to it.
New evidence of alleged war crimes by Russia. Ukrainian troops finding more than 400 dead civilians as they move into areas near Kyiv being vacated by retreating Russian soldiers. Some of the bodies showed signs of torture. Others were shot at close range with their hands tied behind their backs. Most were buried in shallow pits or simply left along the side of the road. Ukraine's president now calling on Russia to move the negotiations along, saying that the longer they delay, the harder it will be to make a deal.
Every day when our troops walk in and deoccupy territories, you see what's going on. It's very difficult to conduct negotiations when you see what they did here.
Leaders of dozens of countries quickly condemned Russian President Vladimir Putin, including President Biden, who says he's calling for a war crimes tribunal and also slapping more sanctions on Moscow.
Well, the truth of the matter, you saw what happened in Bucha. This warrants him. He is a war criminal.
The new allegations come as Russian forces continue their offensive in the east, with a bitter fight still raging in the city of Mariupol. About 2/3 of the Russian forces that had been near Kyiv are now consolidating in Belarus. And the Ukrainian military says about 60,000 more reserves are being called up by Moscow. But most Ukrainians say they will keep fighting no matter what Russia throws at them.
Only victory, only victory. I can't imagine anything else. It's not negotiable.
The European Union on Monday announcing it would open a war crimes investigation in partnership with the Ukrainian government. In Lviv, Ukraine, Alex Hogan, Fox 11 News.
Brutal.
It is very brutal. Very.
You know,
just...
I don't know what you all are closer to it than we are.
Yeah.
You know, and the thing that I wonder, I mean, when will the guy stop? You know, thank God you've got, you know, UN nations in between you and them. Because who knows where this idiot would go?
That's the scary thought, you know. He's going to be put so far into a corner that scarily something drastic's going to happen. And
you know what I find kind of interesting, and if you see, and this could be, and I don't know if this isn't Russian propaganda that goes out to where supposedly Putin fired a couple of his generals because he's been misinformed about how bad things are going in Ukraine. Did you hear that?
Yeah.
That could be just one way for him to say, oh, geez, I didn't know that they were killing and raping. I had no idea. Sure.
Yeah, it is his little card for freedom, isn't it? It's like, I didn't know what they were doing.
Yeah, I don't trust that guy one iota.
No.
So,
yeah.
No,
I didn't. No.
You know, yeah, he is very much an egotist. Hey, check this out. You're going to love this. And then we'll come right back because this is like so the truth.
For special military operation, now is time for special military medals for valiant leaders. Or in this case, leaders singular. This medal is for my expert planning of quick weekend operation that is not a war and is enjoying much success. This one is for my brave bombing of enemy hideout that was disguised as a hospital. This medal is for attack on vicious and deadly art school. This one for my fearless strike on dastardly maternity hospital. This for my courageous assault on Holocaust memorials, which I was surprised to see in a Nazi country. This one is for my genius co-opting of Fox News words like cancel culture and fake news. This medal for my valorous destruction of a theater cleverly marked children. And this is a medal Russian people will no doubt want me to have for heroically cracking down on anyone in Russia who disagrees with me. So many medals, so little time.
Wow.
Hey, yeah. So, and not to make light of everything, because I feel just absolutely freaking horrible for the people of Ukraine. And I mean, I do know people whose family are from Ukraine. They are of Ukrainian descent. And, it's horrible that you sit there and have to sit and depict somebody again. And we talked about this a little while back when we were talking about Twitter news.
Yeah.
And make allegations against the nation and calling them all a bunch of Nazi extremists. And they're Jewish.
Yeah.
I'm like, well, I don't get, and how do you get people to believe that BS? I mean, how can you and then follow along with your ideals that we're going to go in and get rid of all that neo-Nazism shit in Ukraine, and everybody's like, go get them. I can't believe that.
Yeah, I know, but you've got, I suppose, on the Russia side, you've got a lot of what I call sheeple, that just automatically believe what's being said and what's being fed to them to go, like you say, go ahead, do it, do what you got to do, when in actual fact, majority of the world are going, we don't believe you.
Well, and he may have that type of influence in their nation. I mean, I don't know. I mean, if you think of the influence that Trump had in this nation, and he could throw out a lot of BS.
Yeah.
And, people were like all over it. And, they did, was it fact checked? But yeah, by the time it's fact checked, it was just too damn late.
Yeah.
Damage is done,
Yeah, but that is the sad part of it. The fact check is already been done or underway, the investigation. And again, like you say, it's too late. The damage is done.
Yeah. So it doesn't matter. Yeah, really. So yeah, who knows what he's telling the people? Like I said, I've got no heart fans anything against the Russian people and the people in Russia. I'm sure the majority of them, if they don't know, would just be absolutely mortified by what the hell's going on.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I've seen quite a majority of Russian people saying, we know this is wrong, and this shouldn't be happening. But if we are to remain living peacefully, we've got to keep our mouths shut.
That could be too. Wouldn't you think? I was they're thinking now that their ruble's like demolished. What is it? It's basically worth like nothing. I couldn't imagine. I would be wondering, as a citizen, what the hell is going on? I mean, we are experiencing it ourselves in the price of gas and some other commodities. I'm sure you are too.
Good, yeah.
But everything going up. But I couldn't imagine, besides the price of anything you want to purchase going up, that the value of your money just goes to hell.
Yeah.
So yeah, Wow. Yeah. I hope things break pretty soon. I can't see it going on that much longer. I mean, you know, they're trying their best to tie up his money and do everything like that. And I would have to sit there and think pretty soon the Russian people are going to get pissed off and have to say, you know, why don't we just get out of this while we're ahead and just maybe go in another 50, 100 years.
Yeah.
I don't know.
We'll go back another time.
We'll come back another time. No, man, unbelievable. Anyhow, hey, that's about all I got for tonight. Pretty much wrapping it up. But anyhow, you want to tell everybody before we get out of here, Liam? Let me get over into full cams. And you can tell everybody how you can be followed. There you are. Bam.
Yeah, we can be followed on YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. And you can follow us by looking up Smith Sketches or the Popcorn Family.
What is your Facebook page?
That is Smith Sketches.
Got it. Anyhow, you can follow me, Tim McGiffin, on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, all the social media sites. The best way to get a hold of me is go to www.thequeensilvershow.com. You'll see everything that I'm involved in, and just get a hold on the contact tab and put yourself in there for the email. And we'll get you set up with all kinds of goody information about what's happening and what we're doing. Anyhow, that is it for tonight. Liam, thank you so very, very much for joining us.
Thank you very much for the opportunity.
Absolutely, my friend. And so until next week, we'll holler.
Take care.